Hi, it's Kristen Wookie. We're at Memorial Stadium in Victoria, Texas. The Refugio Bobcats are fixing to take on the East Bernard Brahmas.
Hi, I'm Demetria Green, and I'm here on the sidelines of the Refugio Bobcats and the East Bernard Brahmas for the regional semifinal game. We're here to root the Refugio Bobcats on, so let's go get them, Bobcats!
Welcome to the Region 4 Class 2A semifinals. We have the Refugio Bobcats taking on the East Bernard Brahmas. And I tell you one thing, it's going to be a great ball game. East Bernard is coming into this ball game very heralded. Outstanding team, and we know how good Refugio can be. And again, they wanted to do the best they can to march their way towards a state championship. I'm Stephen King along here with Mr. Albert Flores. Albert, tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stephen. Last week for the Refugio Bobcats offense, Bill Bisbee rushed for 215 yards and had 2 touchdowns as Refugio beat Charlotte 50-14. Refugio, one thing we like to comment on, has been in the playoffs 17 of the last 18 years. Outstanding record there. East Bernard, 11-1, beat Crawford in the last minute of the ball game, but scored 21-16. But visiting with Coach Harris this week, he's kind of concerned about Marlon Blunston, their quarterback, number 3. He's rushed for 1,384 yards and scored 22 touchdowns. So he's the main offensive man for the Brahmas there, Stephen.
The one to watch for sure. It's going to be an outstanding ball game. Again, they have a high-powered offense, as does Refugio. So pretty much it's going to be a scoring fest, in my opinion. Let's see who can do what to who. Again, we'll be right back with the opening kickoff. Well, let's see. We're going to stay here through the break. You're going to go ahead and stay here through this break in the action now. Sponsors bring this to you each and every week. Again, Bay Area Studios glad to do it. Mr. Ben Jones Howe, has been backing the Bobcats for a number of years. Refugio Pharmacy, Excel Sports Therapy, Refugio Motor Company, First National Bank, TPR Arena Team Roping, Refugio Booster Club, Whataburger, Dr. Tim Rainey, Moya's Mexican Food, TCI Cablevision, and of course the friends of the Refugio Bobcats. A lot of people involved, a lot of sponsors here that are making this possible for us to bring you the Refugio Bobcats here from Bay Area Studios, and it's a lot of fun, and we thank them tremendously. If you get an opportunity, thank them personally. Thank them personally, because I knew this is something that y'all are really enjoying, and we're enjoying bringing it to you. Back deep to receive the opening kickoff for the East Bernard Brahmas, number 3, Marlon Blunston, along with number 33, Lee Davis. I believe John Cancino should be kicking it away for the Refugio Bobcats, number 20. Got a big leg. He's been kicking it very well all year long. Wouldn't you agree? Number of fans. I'm serious. There's a number of fans. Is there anybody left in Refugio? I mean, there's a big number of folks that made the way down here. Exactly. Cancino to get this ball game underway. He kicks it deep. It's going to go to one of the up men. Number 35, working his way up the middle. Usually, we got a team with a lot of speed right here. Great return by the Brahmas, number 35, Lenter Thomas. And if he's one of the up men, that just tells you what kind of speed they must have on this squad.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on the quarterback there, Stephen. Number 3, right off the first play on offense. He likes to run the option. He likes to come around those ends. Speed is the name of the game for their offense, as you just pointed out. So we'll see what he does here on the first play from scrimmage.
Blunston is under center on first down. He's going to keeping himself. Oh, Refugio's swarming defense.
John Casino.
John Cancino, number 20. Also number 50, Will McKinney, doing an outstanding job. They confused him. They got in his, I think he was considering pitching, but I think they got in his lanes, and at that point, he just made the decision, and it was over. McKinney doing an outstanding job along with Cancino, so be happy. It'll be second down from the 40-yard line. Significant loss on that last play. Blunston, he is rolling to his right side. He wants to throw. He gets rid of it. It is going to be incomplete. So it'll be third down. I think it's about third down and about 15. Number 18 was the intended receiver, Kyle Merrick, but definitely came up short.
Well, Stephen, I'm watching the outside linebackers, John Casino, number 20, and Cedric Wills, number 30. We point out the way they play is the way the tempo of this game is going to go, because they've got to contain Blunston inside, and there are the outside linebackers' responsibility with that key play.
4 men down for the Refugio Bobcats, as you can see. Blunston hands off deep. Going to go number 33 around the left side. He is going to be stopped short of his first. I believe he should be just a bit short. Again, that was number 33, Leigh Davis. Who was that on the stop? Did you pick that up?
Number 1.
Michael Brown.
Brown playing defensive. I believe he lines up at that safety position there, Stephen, trying to pick up the defense here this week. We pointed out the offense last week. I think we're going to try to give some glory to that defense this week.
Going to punt it away, East Bernard is. Again, Refugio holds. Does not allow for the first down. Very quick from the punter. He gets it out. Going to take a bounce. And what an incredible Brahma bounce there. What an incredible Brahma bounce. Michael Brown was back deep. But what a bounce. And it just dies about the 3-4 yard line. 4-yard line. Ooh. So it puts Refugio back in a hole. But, you know, hey, they face this kind of situation. They just got to run their offense, use their big backs. Michael Brown, everybody. Bisbee, Hollins, and whoever else wants to contribute to a win today. A lot of spirit out here today, too. Like I said, a lot of fans. Cheerleaders having a good time. They're going to keep working those fans up. Michael Brown gets under center. In the backfield, he has Hollins and Bisbee. Little mishandle, but he gets rid of it. He gets off to Bisbee, I believe, who's going to get over the 5 down to about the 7, possibly 8-yard line. Almost a bit of a mishandle there. You saw that coming out from the between the center and Michael Brown.
Well, we're trying to get that defense set here, Stephen, for the East Bernard Brahmas. Looks like they're running 2 linebackers and a nose guard there. Looks what we'd be calling a 50 defense. They'll either go strong left or strong right. Depends on the offensive set of the Refugio Bobcats there.
2 backs on the backfield once again on second down. Right at the middle once again. They run through that play. He's going to get his way forward and enough for the first down. That again is Bisbee. Bisbee doing an outstanding job, but give credit to the line getting in through that initial hole right up the middle, and Bud Bisbee also fights off a couple tackles.
Well, I watched number 50, that Will McKinney, block on number 45, the nose guard, Nathan Shorter, and that's going to be a key matchup right there, number 50 against number 45. The tempo of the game might go what Will McKinney can do as far as driving that nose guard either way there, Stephen.
Shorter's one of probably the biggest player on that team for East Bernard at 240 pounds. On first down, backs go one way, Brown goes the other. Little misdirection, uses the corner, tries to turn it up the field, breaks some more tackles. What running? What running by Michael Brown? You're not going to arm tackle Michael Brown.
Nathan Shorter comes, we were talking about nose guard position. From that nose guard position, he comes way outside and helps bring down Michael Brown. So that also shows the quickness from that nose guard position there, Stephen.
He gets some substantial yards. They're going to, I think, are they going to measure this one? Maybe not.
Did you see number 62 there for Refugio Bobcats offensive line? Pulled and try to lead Michael Brown, try to create a running lane for him there. Number 62, nice little pull.
Again, that is Tony Elizalde. But one thing about that, I was noting that both running backs take off to the right side of the field. Just seeing if they can get the East Bernard Brahmas to lean the wrong way. Well, Michael Brown goes kind of almost by himself. I mean, except for Elizalde pulling out with him. Elizalde, excuse me. I believe they did get that first down. Is that correct?
He did pick the first down.
So an outstanding run on the last play. Drive continues. Going to go to the second man. Actually, the first man. Where the heck did it go? Bisbee.
That was number 45 along for with number 64 there with bringing down the ball carrier.
That's Shorter once again.
Shorter and Harris there, number 64.
James Harris, 204-pound defensive tackle. Ball spotted at just about the 30-yard line on second down here. Not much gain on that last play. Bisbee up the middle. Falls forward, going to get about 3 more yards. Number 70, the man on the stop, Corey Huff, 170-pound junior for the Brahmas of East Bernard. And again, that will make it third down and 6, possibly 7. I'd say more closer to 7. So long third down.
Tell you what, Steve, one thing also to keep an eye on, number 60, Tim Combe, along with number 75, Adrian Gonzalez. On that particular play, Combe had an outstanding block there. He's going up against number 50 there for the Brahmas, being Ricardo Munoz. So that's another key matchup right there on that line.
Third down and 7. Brown fakes it to Bisbee. He's going to turn it himself. Here comes pursuit. Good speed by the linebacking core right there. Number 35, Lenter Thomas, does an outstanding job. He was the one who ran the kickback earlier, and we saw how quick he is there. He showed some super speed getting to Michael Brown trying to go on that left side.
Well, this is going to be a game of speed tonight already, Stephen, right here. We see the pursuit you just pointed out from the linebackers. He checked off a blocker. It looked like one of the wide men trying to block on him, and he just went and got the ball carrier and brought him down short of the first down marker.
It is fourth down. They're going to punt this ball away. Good snap. Gets rid of it. Going to take a big bounce. Blunston trying to do something with it, but there's great coverage by the Refugio Bobcat special teams. Number 34 chases him down. Of course, that is Norman Moya, 5'10", 160-pound senior, I believe. Is that correct? Senior, yeah. No, well, okay, I think it's right. We had the miscue over on our paperwork. I think he is a junior. Not exactly sure there. If we get that wrong, I apologize. Apparently he is a junior. Okay, we got that straightened out. It's our paperwork over here that was messed up. That's right. On first and 10. Up the middle for East Bernard. I believe that was number 33. Okay, trying to get something going. Lee Davis. I noticed that Blunston was not in a QB. That was Kelly Guffman, the QB in that last play.
Well, he was the return man on the punt, so they probably just gave him a few little minutes there to kind of catch his breath, and now he's back in at quarterback there. No, he's not.
No, he's not. I'm telling you.
Okay, he's still on the sideline.
Kelly Guffman, number 17, in a QB for East Bernard. I formation in the backfield. Going to go to the deep man. Tries to jump over the top, but big hit. Takes a shot. Was that James Hayward flying through the air?
That was number 9, James Hayward, the senior from that linebacker position, bringing down the ball carrier.
Number 35 was the ball carrier, I believe, Lenter Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. And but Hayward, kind of like I said, flew through the air. Got a good shot on him. He'll only get about 2 yards. Ball is spotted right at the 24-yard line, close to the 25. Now Marlon Blunston's back in the ball game. Number 3, the QB. We're going to have some movement on the left side of the line. They're going to stop this play dead. It'll be a 5-yard penalty against East Bernard. Illegal procedure is what I believe it should be.
Steven, try to pick up the offense right there. They had a I formation in tight. They had 2 tight ends on the line of scrimmage there. So they're pretty much going with what brought them here, a running attack. They beat a good, sound Schulenburg team. And by district last week they beat Crawford.
Anybody who can beat Schulenburg is
So that's how they've done it by the running attack, and they're pretty well content. It looks like right now to keep that ball on the ground, try to get something going here.
I formation, receiver split out to the left side. Double tight ends. Blunston wants to throw. Oh, he loses his footing. He loses his footing. Tries to cut it back to the outside. I tell you one thing, there was a lot of Bobcats in pursuit, but he did lose his footing, plain and simple, as he tried to make that cut.
Well, Stephen, we were down on the playing field there before kickoff time, and this field is a little soggy there. We had that rain come through yesterday through South Texas, and it did drop some raindrops here. That could have contributed to Blunston losing his footage there.
No doubt about it. On fourth down, they kick it away. Back deep, Michael Brown. It's going to go out of bounds. He won't have an opportunity to return this one. Let's see where they're going to spot it. Again, it should be in East Bernard territory. I believe right about, well, did they ever make a determination? I believe the 43-yard line. 43 or 44. But that is where the Bobcats will take over. Again, if you just joined us, 0-0 the score. This is the 2A regional semifinals. The Refugio Bobcats and the East Bernard Brahmas. Well, Michael Brown's going to be leading the Refugio Bobcats again on his first series. Got a couple first downs, but that was just about it. They had to punt it away. Let's see if they can do something here on their second series. Two receivers split out to the right side. Two men in the backfield. That's Hollins and Bisbee. This one's going to go to Bisbee. Back deep, works his way forward, gets about 3 yards to the 40-yard line. That'll be second down and 7. Off the bottom of the stack, number 45, Nathan Shorter. We talked about that nose guard earlier, and I think controlling him is kind of, I think you'll be right, is kind of key. See what they can do for the cause there.
Well, Will McKinney now is only going one way. He used to go both ways, play that defensive end position. We noticed so far tonight he's only playing that center position there, Stephen.
Receiver split to the left side. Brown keeps it. Follows his blockers. Turk cuts it back inside. Little move, gets over the 35 down to about the 30, close to the 34, but I think he still should be a bit short of that first down.
There's some great blocking on the left side of that line. Looked like number 70, Dan Sullivan, along with number 62, Tony Elizardo, there, key blocks. Also, the running backs for Refugio, they're outstanding blockers there, Stephen.
You block for me, I'll block for you. That's the kind of attitude they have. Two receivers splitting out wide. Number 19, Clashawn Brown, also number 24, Lucas Garcia, wide to the right side. Going to go to Bisbee. He bulls his way forward for the first down. Continues bullying his way forward. You've seen it all year long. He's just a workhorse, a truck, trying to get through there, and he ran over a few people. Number 9, the man on the stop, Randy Morales. Tell me something.
I'll tell you what. Will McKinney, number 50, and Elizardo and Sullivan. That strong side of that offensive line, number 3, just created a running hole there for Bisbee, and then it was all Bisbee after that. Great running on his part.
Gets it down to the 23-yard line, first down and 10 for the Bobcats. Got a serious potential scoring drive working here. Hand off to Hollins, left side. Spins. Gets some good yardage down to the 15. It looked like he was stopped, and all of a sudden he made the spin, got his momentum back again, and worked his way for about 5 good yards.
But you see that block in the backfield there, Steve? That was number 33, Bisbee, blocking this time for Hollins.
That's what I said. You block for me, I block for you. And it's actually a lot better than 5 yards. It's closer to 7, maybe 8. So it will be second down.
Reggie Hollins, 5'11", 180-pound senior. Nice little spin move there on his behalf to get some, another 2 or 3 yards after the initial hit.
Sure does. Michael Brown on second down. That rhymes. But I'm not going to do that again, I promise. Bisbee pulling forward over the 10 down to the 8. I'm telling you, he is just so powerful. He is just so powerful. Number 33, the man on the stop, Lee Davis. Bisbee, he plays for 2A Refugio. He could play for any school in any classification. I'm telling you right now, he could play 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A ball, no problem, and be a starter on almost any team.
Well, we see East Bernard take a timeout there. They want to talk this over. Refugio's come out in this series, their second series of the ball game. The offensive line has started firing out. Number 89 there, Joseph Bland, from that tight end position, had a great block at the line of scrimmage and still kept driving his man back about another 5-6 yards. That's just great technique blocking there on the Refugio Bobcats offensive line right now for this drive there, Stephen. We see some sideline activity.
See what they can pull off here. They're going for the, looks like they're going for the pyramid. Almost, come on, pull it off. There you go.
Stephen, you made a comment about the crowd. I would say there's about 5,000 people on our side of the field. And Refugio, they like to play here in Victoria. They've had a lot of playoff games through the years played here that kind of their second home, I guess you could say, here at Memorial Stadium in Victoria.
It'll be first down, goal to goal, inside the 10-yard line. Is that right, or is it second down? Well, we'll take it in just a moment. Bisbee up the middle, gets over the 5, bulls his way over to the 2. Does he fall in? Does he fall in? They say he's a bit short. I'm telling you one thing, you're just seeing these white jerseys go flying out of these holes. They come in leaning, before you know it, they're bounced out strictly on Bisbee just hitting them.
Well, you see number 45 there. He's kind of lost his sense of direction right there. I tell you what, Will McKinney laid a block on him on the snap of the ball there, Stephen.
Here we go. About a half yard to go for some points. Let's see what Michael Brown and the Bobcats pull off here. Bisbee going to the workhorse. They hadn't stopped him yet. Why should they stop him now? Bisbee puts it in for 6 points. Refugio, the first team to put points on the board today. 6-0, the score. With the extra point to come, John Cancino will be coming into the ballgame. Bisbee's just doing an outstanding job. I expect to see some big numbers from him today.
Well, he had that big game last week against Charlotte running with the ball, and right now on this drive, he just picked it up where he had left off last week. The first drive, he didn't get a lot of running lanes, I guess we could say. There's a try, Stephen.
Cancino kicks it up, and it's going to go, off to the right side. It'll be no good. 6-0 the score with 1:41 to go here in the first quarter. The Refugio Bobcats lead over the East Bernard Brahmas here in the regional semifinals of Class 2A. Region 4.
Well, Stephen, the winner here tonight goes on and plays the winner of the Grenada Freer game being played down in Corpus at Buck Stadium tonight. And we're going to try to keep up some scores. They got a great facility here in the press box. We have access to a phone. And also there's some other Region 4 games going on in other classifications. So we're going to try to get some scores here as this game progresses along.
Do the best we possibly can. The Bobcats to kick it away. Cancino probably going for that corner. He's going to kick it a little bit high. Be taken by one of the up men. Cuts it around, gets through. Number 89 takes a big shot. At that point, number 57 and number 63. 57 being B.J. Garcia, number 63, John Mayer, doing an outstanding job getting to number 89, Scott Vasic. He was the one who returned it for the Brahmas. Took a big shot there. The ball will be spotted just short of the 34-yard line. Not a deep kick, but effective from the sense that the coverage unit gets down there with a lot of speed. And, again, the return was only of about 5 yards tops. Blunston hands off to the deep man, number 33, works his way forward. Lee Davis, the running back, number 30, Cedric Wills, latches on tight, won't let go.
Stephen, trying to pick up what was going on the defensive side of the ball. It looked like Refugio made some adjustments there. They had one of the outside linebackers pick up one of the white men, and the other 3 linebackers were in kind of tight there. And that could have been the key on that short little run there for the Brahmas.
On second down, the quarterback follows it himself, tries to make something happen, gets up to the 40-yard line. But great recognition right there by number 72 of the Refugio Bobcats, doing an outstanding job. Sean Sullivan, only a sophomore, 6'2", 265 pounds. But great recognition, as I said, seeing that Blunston was going to go ahead and take it himself, just jumps on his back, and at 265 pounds, that's a heck of a trailer to try and pull. Need about 3 for the first. works way forward. Quickness, but slips and falls. It's going to depend on the spot entirely here. Number 33, Lee Davis once again. He got a pretty good spot there. I thought he might have slid to that point, but that's where they're marking it. So I think they're going to bring the change out. But to me, it looks like he got it.
Well, Steven, I was watching the defensive backs there. There's a spot coming up.
Well, Steve doesn't exactly
Okay.
see that well apparently today. I missed it by 2 inches.
One thing to point out, Reggie Hollis, number 5, and Roman Smith, number 2, they're playing awfully close to the line of scrimmage. They're pretty well content that East Bernard is just going to try to run the ball and not pass a whole lot tonight.
That's what it is. I need a bigger football. What's that? We got, is the clock winding? What do they got? The clock is wound down. That was the end of the quarter. So that's the scenario. End of the quarter here. 6-0 the score. The Refugio Bobcats lead over the East Bernard Brahmas here in the Region 4 2A regional semifinals. It is the sponsors that make this possible, bringing Refugio Bobcat football to you here from Bay Area Studios. Let's go ahead and start talking about a few of these people. Mr. Ben Jones at Ben Jones, Mr. Ben Jones Howe at Ben Jones Hardware. Again, Ben Jones Howe has been backing the Bobcats and serving the Refugio County for 25 years. We specialize in Whirlpool appliances and can meet your lawn and garden needs with Yazoo and Lawn Boy brands, not to mention a full line of hardware. Come see us, and remember, at Ben Jones Howe, we care, we repair. Refugio Pharmacy. Refugio Pharmacy and Britt Flowers and Gifts help bring you this portion of the Refugio versus East Bernard game. We support the Bobcats all the way. Now, Excel Sports Therapy. Gulf Coast Rehabilitation Excel Sports Therapy supports the Refugio Bobcats and Woodsboro Eagles. We offer a full physical therapy service for all outpatient and inpatient needs. Call us at Refugio Memorial Hospital, 526-2321. And the people at Refugio Motor Company. We support the Refugio Bobcats. All of us at the Refugio Motor Company are your friends before and after the deal. We are located at 706 South Alamo in Refugio. Little personal note here from our sponsors, of course. Mr. C.A. Britt at Refugio Pharmacy wants to remind old number 7, Zach Linson, to sack him, Zach. When you 47, that's what I said, I believe. Gonna go to the first man again. That was enough for the first down. Is that correct? They will move the chains. Enough for the first down. James Hayward on the stop. 6-0 the score. The Refugio Bobcats lead over the East Bernard Brahmas here in the second quarter. They do move the chains on that last play. From the I formation at the 47-yard line. Going to go to the deep man who fights his way forward. You saw Hayward come flying over the top. Just missed him, but enough to, I think, almost scare the man to the ground. Number 33, Lee Davis.
Well, I'll tell you what there, Stephen. I saw Brad Odom, number 74, take on his man, hits up with the tackle. Brad Odom playing that defensive end position, and he just fired out on that tackle. Made him just kind of buckle there from the initial hit. Great hit as far as Brad Odom goes from number 74.
On 2nd down and 8, gain of 2 in the last play. Deep drop, and again, he is hit. It looks like he's building up some speed, and all of a sudden, boom, the hole closes that fast. Zach Linscomb, also Mascoro, number 80. Michael 88, excuse me. Big on that stop.
You know, Stephen, in the first quarter, we didn't see Hayward and Mascoro do a whole lot from that linebacker position, middle linebackers.
Bet we see it pick up.
They've picked it up already right here on this drive. After East Bernard made that first down, they've had 2 outstanding hits on the ball carriers the defense has.
Might have actually lost a yard on that play, possibly. Quarterback keeper, Blunston, going around the left side. He is going to be taken down. Big shot. You saw Hayward. We just mentioned it a moment ago. Hayward along with Mascoro. Also Michael Brown, and I believe, was that John Cancino also?
John Casino, number 20 from that outside linebacker position. You just pointed it out. They picked it up. That's exactly the point right there. But
it'll be 4th down, so I'll tell you one thing. They didn't get much there. They got a few yards, I have to admit, probably about another 2, possibly 3, but not near enough to go for it on 4th down. They'll be punting this ball away. Deep snap. Almost gets to it. Almost gets a block on that one. Very close. He wants to, uh-oh. He bobbles it. Who gets it? Who gets it? Uh-oh. It looks like, yeah, they're saying it's official. They've already made the ruling. East Bernard has the ball. They'll have it 1st down and 10 on a muffed punt return. Michael Brown, I think, maybe started to run before he actually had possession there because there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of white jerseys closing in on him. But it will be their ball. It'll be the Brandon's ball. See if they can match up that 6 points. Marlon Blunston back under center. Works around the left side. Here comes the pursuit. Pitches deep. Ball is on the ground. Oh, what a bounce. What a bounce. Number 33, Lay Davis. Falls on his own fumble there. And I tell you one thing, he couldn't get a better bounce on a basketball court.
trying to pick up that pursuit man. It was either number 47, Lindstrom, or number 50, Will McKinney, in there playing that defensive end position right now. We had seen him mainly play offense. Right now, Brahma's threatening at that fumble recovery. They bring in Will McKinney to play defense for the Bobcats.
Plays a little more situational defense. It'll be 2nd down and long. Loss of about a yard or 2 on that last play. Quarterback keeper, Blunston, going around the right side. Here comes a pursuit by Hayward. Does not get to him. He'll be knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 7 yards, I would say. Number 34, the man on the stop, Norman Moya. He's the one who finally put the helmet on him to knock him out of bounds. It'll be short of the 1st down by, I'd say, 1, 2, 3, 4 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, you mentioned the positional play of the defense here as far as personnel goes. Moya normally don't play in other positions as far as field situation goes. Right now, I guess we could say they're in their goal line defense, Stephen.
It looks that way. They're really stacking up the line. They're playing the receivers tight on the left side. Going to go straight up the gut, and it's going to be worked forward all the way to the 1 yard line. Little seal right there at the last possible second by the Refugio defensive backfield. I believe possibly number 30, Cedric Wills, being one of those men, but it'll be on the 1 yard line, 1st down, goal to goal.
We see Bisbee, Michael Brown coming into the defense side of the ball there, Stephen. They're going to go with some size, try to stop this East Bernard threat right here as we got timeout. Refugio kind of confused there with the personnel coming in from the sideline.
We're going to get this back underway. Again, it's 1st down, goal to goal from the 1 yard line. And backs against the wall here. Refugio does lead by 6-0. They're getting that extra point attempt earlier after the touchdown was no good. And maybe you got to beware of things like that. That can come back to haunt you. Blunston has him men in the I formation. Stood up. Nothing there. Nothing there. Number 35 was the man working his way through. But number 72 does an outstanding job. Sean Sullivan just using all that size and standing up that man at 265 pounds against number 35, Lenter Thomas, at 160. He couldn't do much. He does not get anything. It'll be 2nd down, goal to goal from the 1. They're stacking that line. Look at that.
Great technique on the defensive front line of the Refugio Bobcats. Stacked it up. That's exactly what they did there, Stephen. No running lane.
2nd down, goal to goal. 2nd man. The ball is on the ground. Ball is on the ground, and Refugio has it. John Cancino picks it up and runs it back to the 5. He is down, taken down by number 21, Kevin Haynes, but Refugio dodges a bullet. I missed the hit exactly. I'm trying to see, did someone get a hand in there or put a helmet on the ball?
Somebody stripped that. It looked like what it could have possibly been the right tackle. I don't know if that was McKinney there. Not McKinney, but Sullivan could have been Sean Sullivan. He was a little excited coming off the field there, so it could have been.
Yeah, he was running right at him. It was running right where his position was, so he might have gotten, like I said, either helmet or put a fist into that ball. I'm not exactly sure, but what the situation is this, Refugio has it at their own 5. Up the middle to Bisbee. Bisbee gets over the 5 down to the 8, so gain of 3, possibly 4. On the bottom there, number 81, Michael Hudman, 145-pound senior for East Bernard.
Well, as you pointed out, they dodged the bullet. If they can get this offense going here, Stephen, they'll take momentum back their way, because East Bernard had definitely gotten some momentum after that muff punt.
Oh yeah. They just that'll take the air right out of you, at least for a moment, when you blow an opportunity like that. And Refugio definitely get pumped up again. Bisbee dives forward, gets over the 5, gets over the 10, about to the 13-yard line. Will be short of the first down by, he'll need to get to about the 15 for first. It'll be 3rd down coming up. They say he needs 1. You know, I know in a situation like this, you want to be sure of your first down. I wouldn't be surprised if we went straight back to Bisbee. He'd been very successful at getting just, minimum 3-4 yards of carry so far. It is Bisbee, and he gets his first down over the 15, all the way about to the 19-yard line. So first down for Refugio. They'll move the change. Now the situation, now they have first, and they're pretty comfortable, I think, with the way Bisbee's running. Let's see if they open it up a little bit and try something a little bit different. If they want to just go ahead and keep pounding it at them right at the middle, or let's see if we might see a little more Hollins or Michael Brown doing something around the end himself. We've seen Brown run some big ones back, run some big scores. But let's see if it's in the game plan tonight. 2 receivers to the right side. Brown keeps it himself. Ball is on the ground, but I think he does fall on it. That play was pretty slow in developing. Play was pretty slow. Brown kind of did his fakes and kind of delayed a bit before he really tried to turn on the speed outside, but number 9 was coming up his back, Randy Morales for East Bernard, and fortunately for Refugio, they were able to fall on that fumble. It doesn't pop. It pops free from Michael Brown, but he, and I believe, was that also 72? Is he over there also? Is that correct? Sean Sullivan? Both of them kind of doing the best they could to fall on that football. It'll be 2nd down. Bisbee back to the workhorse. Pounds punishing people as he runs through.
Well, I tell you what, number 75, Adrian Gonzalez, had a great block from that tackle position, allowed Bisbee to get some, 6-7 yards on that pickup, but he just had a great technique block there on the line of scrimmage, number 75, Adrian Gonzalez. These linemen of Refugio, they've got to have worked in the off-season and 2-a-days on their blocking technique, because they have got excellent blocking technique, Stephen.
It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and short once again. See what the call is. Who'd have guessed? Bisbee gets over the 30 to the 32. We'll move the chains once again. Like I said, tonight he seems to be kind of the workhorse. Got one of the little junior super fans there. Brown under center on 1st down. This time he's going to keep it himself. He stiff arms 1, tries to get around the corner. We'll get close to the 40, about the 39. Stiff arms the first man. Brown's definitely got some power also. Brown is 6 foot, 190 pounds. Strong young man, and you saw him just kind of push away a defender.
Well, Stephen, since Michael Brown has come in to play quarterback, it has just opened up a lot of things for this offense of the Refugio Bobcats. Bisbee healthy again, as we've seen the last 2 playoff games. Michael Brown running around that end. Reggie Hollins runs to the opposite end when he gets the ball. It's hard to stop their offense.
Multi-threats, total multi-threat. That, I think we had a different running back in the ball game. Tries to bounce forward. That was number 30. Is that correct, Cedric Wills?
Cedric Wills, the ball carrier there, Stephen. You're right.
He gets just about to the 40-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down upcoming here. Not much of anything on that play. Need a few yards. I think I heard the PA announcer. I listen to those guys. He says 4. I was thinking more about 5, but they say 4. Brown gives it to Hollins, left side. Turns, gets his first down. 50, 40. Outstanding run by Hollins. Again, Reggie Hollins does a super job, 5'11", 180-pound senior. But it was kind of interesting in the sense that he has not gotten the ball much today. I mean, it's really been Bisbee's show. He's really been the workhorse so far. And after a while, I guess they can kind of relax a little bit and start looking for Bisbee and looking for Bisbee. And all of a sudden, someone like Hollins with all that speed can burn them big. And he almost took it all the way around the left side. He gets to the 40-yard line of East Bernard. First down and 10. Ball's on the ground. Brown falls on it. Little miscue between he and Will McKinney.
But that's about the third or fourth time on that miscue on the snap of the
they've
ball.
had a couple, 3. Yeah, I think you're right. But that's the first one that really went down to the ground. But you can see that there's a little something going on right now. They need to get that out of their system, but quick. Lost a yard on the play, so it'll be second down and 11 from about the 41-yard line.
You know, Stephen, one thing to point out, Refugio has maintained clock possession here. Time possession has been the key to this ball game so far. Refugio Bobcats pretty well controlling the clock.
Part of their style. Ball's on the ground again. Michael Brown picks it up, and he's going to try and make something out of this, and they say it is a live play. He makes all that yardage out of that. Unbelievable. I mean, that was a completely, totally blown play, and somehow or another, Michael Brown turns it into positive yardage, and good positive yardage.
Looks like what? He picked up like about 6 yards?
Yeah, 6, 7 yards on something I thought he should have. I mean, I would have thought he would have just fallen on it. But no, he would not content with that this time. I don't think that is. It's okay. We're going to put it on the board. Okay, quarterback, what I want you to do is fumble the ball. And when everybody gets real close to you, pick it up and run with it. And no, I don't think it comes out that way. I don't think Coach Harris. I don't think Coach Harris had that one in the playbook.
Well, there we see Coach Harris along with one of his assistants. I believe that's Coach Price talking to the offensive linemen on their blocking schemes there. It's technique involved at this point. They've worked on it repetitious-wise, what to do during the week, because they were expecting East Bernard to really try to shut down their running attack. And that's what they worked on during the week, a lot of blocking schemes, trying to change up things. And right now, it's gone Refugio's way. They lead only, they'll score 6-0, and see what Mr. Bobcat. I got that straight this week, Stephen. It is Mr. Bobcat.
I see.
But we'll see what Refugio does here on this particular play here as they come back from the timeout.
Once again, 2 men in the backfield. On third down, Hollins works his way over the 30-yard line. It's going to be very close to the first down. They're going to say it's spotted the 29. That they're discussing. It's on the 30, but they are saying it is fourth down. Definitely did not get there yet, but be short by just a bit. Let's see. I will officially make my prediction. I'll predict a timeout. Oh, how good am I?
It looked like they want to talk it over.
Yeah, be sure they have everybody's on the same page here because they want to take advantage of this field position and get some more points on the board before this second quarter comes to a close. We're about midway through, but like I said, Coach Harris wants to be absolutely sure. There's been a couple miscues, and I'm sure he wants to just calm everybody down. Had a couple fumbles that went their way. We'll see. Need about a yard. East Bernard patiently waiting. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a quarterback sneak. Bisbee, what can you say? follows over that right side of the line. Taken down by number 81, Michael Hudman. But they did blow out a clearing for Bisbee. Dodge Ford gets the first down. You see they're in the hurry up. They want to put some points on the board. Spike. Okay, the quarter is coming to a close here. Again, so that's the well, we had many timeouts, and now we got them spiking the ball with 37 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, Stephen, one thing to keep in mind, John Casino can hit from about this distance. So we'll see what that brings up. No timeouts left. 37 seconds left on the clock. We'll see what Refugio's got in mind here to try to do.
Michael Brown. Oh, it's a pass. We have a pass attempt coming up. It's going to be, oh. Interesting. Cedric Wills was going to do it. I believe that was an incomplete. If he traps the ball, the clock stops. If he catches it, the clock continues. And I think they say it was an incomplete pass, so the clock will stop. They tried to pull something out there. Coach Harris tried to pull something out of the deep in the playbook, but Brown hands off and tries to go out in the pattern himself. There was just too much pressure. Again, Wills is not a quarterback, Cedric Wills. And it's bad enough for your regular QB to have tremendous pressure and trying to get that ball away, much less another player. See what happens on this one here. Be third down. Referee wants to stop play. What's going on? Ball position, I believe. Just kind of giving Refugio a little too much juice there. Give him that extra yard. Okay, Brown gets back under center. He and Will McKinney need to have good exchanges. Brown rolls. He wants to throw. He tries to break free. He's going to be spin. He does break free. He tries to break free again. And he gets to the 25-yard line. Clock continues to wind. They got to get up there and spike the ball. Unless, of course, they have a hurt player. Well, that will stop the clock for East Bernard. They're going to, they will stop the clock. He gets back up, but they did stop the clock for him. So what are they going to do?
I don't think he had an idea what that he needed to hurry up and get up there, Stephen.
Cancino to kick the ball. Got plenty of leg. Off to the right side. They only had 8 seconds to go there in the first half. Did not capitalize. They lead here after 2 quarters. 6-0, the score. The Refugio Bobcats lead over the East Bernard Brahmas here in the Class 2A Region 4 semifinals.
And for your entertainment, the mighty Bobcat Marching Band.
First National Bank of Refugio is your home-owned, full-service independent bank that works hard for hard-working people. As the largest financial institute in Refugio County, the First National Bank of Refugio has been servicing the community for over 74 years. The First National Bank of Refugio is an equal housing lender. We will be here for you when you need a bank. We support the Bobcats as they fight their way to the 2A state championship. TPR Arena Team Roping, again, is located 2 miles west of Refugio on Highway 202. Proudly supports the Refugio Bobcats as they strive for the 2A state championships. For information, call 526-2737. Go Bobcats from Tony and Roxy Padilla. Another one of our sponsors, again, the Refugio Booster Club. The Refugio Bobcat Booster Club wishes the Bobcats good luck in their quest for the 2A state championship. We're proud of you. And of course, the people at Whataburger. The Whataburger in Refugio proudly supports the Refugio Bobcats as they make tracks to the 2A state championships. Getting ready to start the second half. Teams coming on. Here come the Bobcats. Again, they come into the second half with a 6-point lead, only 6-0, and we anticipated this being a very hard-fought game. Again, I remember people talking to Coach Harris saying, hey, this is going to be, one heck of a team. I mean, I know he was very, very concerned coming to this, and 6-0, I think he's happy with that, of course, but by no means can they be comfortable.
Well, Stephen Blunston, the quarterback for the East Bernard Brambles, he was Coach Harris's and Coach McKinney's main concern through the week. He really has not had the lanes to be able to run on. That option from the I formation has really not developed, and that's been pretty much due to the defense of the Refugio Bobcats. They have just shut down Blunston and company here in the first half.
Well, that was the plan, and it is falling according to plan. Linscomb out there along with number 33, Lee Davis. No, 35, excuse me, that is Lenter Thomas for East Bernard. Don't sack him now, Zach. That's right. I know your grandfather wants you to sack him, but maybe not right now. Officials won't like that too much. Refugio will be receiving to start this second half. So that is definitely a good thing. See if they can try and get some points on and put a little cushion here. Get a little cushion on this lead. That's something that would be very nice. Number 17, Kelly Guthman, will be kicking the ball away. Back deep, I believe. I think Michael Brown is one of them. No, it's Reggie Holland, excuse me, on one side. And Norman Moya, number 34, I believe, also back deep.
That could have been Moya. That could have been Lucas Garcia back there also.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
24.
Yeah, I think you're right. Squib kick, down low. Taken by Cedric Wills. Fights his way forward. Gets over the 40-yard line to about the 43. Very interesting there, I mean, because when he picks up that little grounder squib, let me ask you this, Albert. Did he have his knee on the ground when he took possession of it?
Well, I think that's going to be the call, Stephen.
Am I right?
You're right there. That's great eye vision on your behalf. Again, as we see the official there bring the ball back.
They moved the whole thing back?
They moved it all back.
He took it like an outfielder. He put one knee to the ground, made sure to get his body in front of it. But when he took possession of it, he still had that knee down on the ground. That was interesting. I was wondering if they're going to pick up on that.
Great call on your behalf there, Stephen. We'll see what this offense can do to start the second half.
Michael Brand heads up to Hollins. Ball's on the ground. Who's going to fall on it? Hollins, I think, wrestles for it. Oh, man. He showed some quickness getting off the ground and chasing down that loose ball, and you cannot have some fun with it, especially this deep in your own territory.
Well, there we see Hollins a little bit rejected, but the main thing about that play there is at the end of it, he got back on, like you said, using his quickness, but the linemen come up and kind of talk to him and say, hey, that's okay. We'll block for you again, make up for it the next time. And that's the team spirit that the
team
Refugio,
concept, exactly.
Yeah, concept, as you just pointed out, that the Refugio Bobcats do have.
Ball is at the 33-yard line. It'll be second down. Brown hands off to Bisbee, and this time Bisbee's not going to get anywhere. They may have made an adjustment at the half. Number 54 and number 45. 45 being the nose guard, Nathan Shorter around the ankles, and number 54, Luke Joins, is the one who took him on head on and just got enough of him, wrapped him up, and put the lean. But it also helps with when you have someone holding onto his legs. So it will be third down.
Well, right now the interior line of the Brahmas on the defensive side of the ball has got to get in the running lanes of the Refugio Bobcats offense and bring down those ball carriers.
Again, ball's at the 33-yard line. Brown himself. He turns it up, gets big yardage. 50, 40, 30. Out of bounds with the 25. Ball comes free, but it just goes straight out of bounds. And we had not seen Brown bust one yet. And you can see right there that, he's coming up a little bit hurt. That's number 3, Marlon Blunston. Plays quarterback and also defensive back, and might have got hurt just pushing Brown out of bounds there. Brown with a huge run.
Great blocking on that offensive line there. What amazes me about the Refugio Bobcats is how also the wideouts can block so good, Stephen.
When you're primarily a running squad, you need outstanding blocking from every person on your squad. Bisbee fights off one, gets down to the 20. I believe that was Shorter once again. Getting around the ankles.
Refugio right now is getting physical on the line of scrimmage. I saw number 70 there, Stan Sullivan, with a key block from that strong tackle position. They're just picking it up all of a sudden, Stephen, as far as the offense line goes.
On second down, Cedric Wills in the backfield. He's going to lead block for Bisbee, who continues fighting forward for another Refugio first down. Man, I tell you, he is good stuff. Number 50, the man on the stop, Ricardo Munoz, just gets enough of Bisbee. Again, with that forward lean he has, always going forward, always pushing forward. He's such a north and south runner. He doesn't fool around with trying to juke past anybody. He's just going to run right through you. Number 81, Billy Bailey, and number 34, Norman Moya, split out wide to the right side. Going to go to Bisbee. Follows his blocks, gets over the 5, touchdown, Refugio.
Yeah, they just went right behind the strong side of the line. Blunt, number 89, number 70, Dan Sullivan, and number 62, Tony Lusada. The great blocking on that strong side of that offensive line there for the Refugio Bobcats.
Bisbee punches in another one. Excuse me, and are they gonna go for 2? They missed the extra point early. The first extra point of the ballgame, so I assume they will go for 2 now. Michael Brown stays in at quarterback. Bisbee and Wills in the backfield. Brown keeps it himself. He turns to the corner. He's going to get the 2-point conversion. Coming up to try and make the play, number 44, Rondrick Blunson, but a little too late, about a yard too late. Brown punches it in for 2, so they make up for the earlier miscue on the extra point. Score becomes 14-0. The Refugio Bobcats lead here over the East Bernard Brahmas. 9:15 remains here in the third quarter. And I tell you one thing, right here. I got it. Mine. I got it. Okay, I thought she was throwing it to me. Another one going deep.
Well, they took that opening second half kickoff, Stephen, and just drove down the field. Great offensive play calling. They made some adjustments at halftime. You could see it in their blocking technique there, and that was the difference in that drive.
2 deep men. I don't believe they had Marlon Blunson back there this time again. He took a little beating on that defensive series for East Bernard, so I anticipate seeing him in a QB, but I don't know if they're going to use him unnecessarily in the return game anymore and take some more punishment. Cancino to kick it away. He's been kicking it short. It's going to come up short again, taken by one of the up men at the 25-yard line. And just a little, I'm not going to say, I want to say a little clip job grabbing him by the ankle. I don't mean a foul clip, but does an outstanding job just slipping by him and grabbing an ankle. Was that Scott Vasek who ran it back? But who was that? Was that number 30, Cedric Wills?
Cedric Wills, number 30 on the kickoff coverage there, hustling downfield. the 5'10", 185-pound senior. Also plays that outside linebacker position there for the defensive side of the ball of the Refugio Bobcats.
Blunson in at QB on first down from the 29-yard line. I formation, wants to throw. Pumps once, he starts rolling right side. Here comes pressure. He takes a shot. He throws it about a mile, and here's a penalty flag. They're going to run up the receiver's back. It will be pass interference. But I tell you one thing, Marlon Blunson took a shot.
You know who that number was? That was number 9 back there from that linebacker position coming at him. Defending for the Refugio Bobcats looked like number 5, Reggie Hollins there.
Again, they got tied up. The ball was a deep floater, and they got tied up with each other, ran up the back. So it will be, as you see, Blunson, he took a shot. That's part of the problem. When you're passing the ball away, you're exposed totally. You know, you got the arm up there, and he just took a mean shot. He took a mean shot, and Hayward's one of the biggest hitters there is going, 6 foot, 235 pounds. They have number 17 coming into the ball game, Kelly Guthman. They'll have it at the 45-yard line after the penalty for pass interference. Going to go up the middle to about the 48-49. Number 25, the ball carrier, Frank Crump. On the stop, number 74, Brad Odom for Refugio. .6'2", 215-pound senior is Brad Odom. And is that right? Former Refugio player, now in Refugio. I believe, if we're wrong, it's not my fault. I believe it'd be Mr. Ron Jorgensen's fault. Over the left side. Ooh, nice tackle. Did he go down? He did not go down. Referee was right on top of that play. Everyone relaxed. Everyone relaxed.
Great running.
He never gave up. I always gave up on him. I said, oh, he's down.
That was great balance. Stevens took a big-time hit and still kept his legs moving. And picks up a first down, a key first down at that.
Everybody watched that play, goes, oh, man, great hit. And all of a sudden he kept going, and they're going, why is he running? Because he's not down. That's why. Is that right? Okay, well, Brad Odom. Okay, so we got some scoop here that Brad Odom used to play for Coach Loomis down when he was at Freer, and Coach Loomis wants to say hello and good luck. 39-yard line of Refugio. Blunson's back in the ballgame. He's going to run to the right side. He's going to be tripped and upended. Tries to make a move. On that last series where Blunson took the big shot, he probably had the wind knocked out of him more than anything. I know they were checking his ribs and stuff, but he probably had the wind completely knocked out of him.
That was number 47 from that defensive end position. Zach Lindstrom coming up to trip up the ball carrier there, Blunston. You know, Stephen, this has been the best little drive that, of course, the penalty helped out some that the Brahmas have been able to put together here and try to get something going before they get just completely run out of sync here as far as the offense goes.
Double tight ends. Up the middle, nothing there. Maybe gets one. Number 33, Lee Davis, tries to get something, but it's not going to happen. Coming off the bottom of that pile, is that Michael Mascoro?
That's Michael Mascoro from the linebacker position, along with number 47, once again, Zach Lindstrom. He has really picked it up in these playoff games from that defensive side of the ball there. You know, the key, Stephen, not too many of these Refugio Bobcat ball players go both ways. And I think that is going to take them a long ways in this playoff venture.
That is pretty true. Just there are a couple of them do, but that's on a small school. I'm going to tell you real quick. Blunson rolls. Here comes pressure. He gets rid of it, and it's caught, and then incomplete. He takes a shot from Hollins. Hollins layers the boom on him, and he cannot hold on. Oh, that's exactly the way you got to play that. You've got to play that. You cannot fool around. You run through that receiver, and that's one of the good things that'll happen. Oh, beautiful play by Hollins.
5'11", 180-pound senior at that defensive back position. A key hit there for the Refugio Bobcats defensive secondary.
It'll be fourth down. Trailing by 14, they got to go for it. Blunson himself keeps it, tries to get to the corner. The pursuit is there. Does he get enough? He fights forward. I think he's going to be short by about a yard. Let's see. Let's make it official, guys. There it is. It's Refugio's ball. He is short. I know the official number 47 wearing the Refugio jersey. I don't think it really counts what he thinks. But in this case, he was right. He was right. It is Refugio's ball at their own 30-yard line. They need to get to the 29, and we're just short. Referees were right on top of that play. The pursuit by the linebackers and defensive backs to shut down that sideline was the key there. Again, the quarterback Blunchen has got a lot of talent, but he could not get that extra yard. There was just too much pressure. Michael Brand hands off to Bisbee. Bisbee works his way forward. Bull spins. 40, 45.
You see those linemen downfield blocking for Bisbee. Just great blocking. I know I keep pointing out, Steve, the initial charge of the offensive line, but when you got guys blocking for you like that, you got to give them credit. That was Sullivan and Combe there, key blocks, along with Will McKinney, Elizarde, and Adrian Gonzalez.
The whole line.
Everybody,
exactly.
just a key block in there. You know, since halftime, Stephen, the Refugio Bobcats have picked it up a notch on both sides of the ball.
Once again, first down. Bisbee pulls his way forward over the 45 to the 47. Gets only about 2 on that play. I think he got stood up one other time, but other than that, that's like one of the shortest runs he's had.
You know, right now, I would say physically, the Refugio Bobcats are just taking it out of the East Bernard Brambles physically wise. They're a lot better condition, it looks like. They've had a good week of practice, and the Bobcats right now are just trying to get to the next round, and I think they might be successful here with a score 14-0 already there, Stephen.
They seem to be able to continue rolling. Let's see if they can continue and get more first downs. Bisbee works his way forward, gets to the 50, bulls his way just over. I think they'll mark it right about the 50. It should be third down upcoming. Going to be third down and about 4 needed for the first down. 14-0 the score. The Refugio Bobcats lead here in the regional semifinals. Michael Brown. He wants to keep it himself, tries to make a move. He is pulled down. Great tackle by number 70, Corey Huff. Outstanding job getting a piece of Michael Brown and pulling him to the ground.
They had some great penetration on that particular play. I noticed they shuffled some fresh legs in on the defensive side of the ball. The Brambles have. That could have been the difference there, as we see Jason Garza come in for a punting situation.
Believe so. Believe so. So a little missed opportunity there after holding East Bernard to a 4-down turnover. Couldn't do much with that drive. They'll punt it away. Kind of a little end-over-end job. Going to take a big bounce. Did his best to avoid that ball. It'll be spotted by number 19. That's Clishawn Brown.
Well, Steve, got a score down from Buck Stadium in Corpus at halftime. It was Grenada leading the Freer Buckaroos by a score of 6-3 at halftime. That was Grenada up on top by a score of 6-3. Like we mentioned in the pregame talk, the winner here will go on and meet the winner of the Grenada Freer game in the region finals next weekend.
Keeping an eye on it. Again, big offensive line, tight end to tight end, double tight end situation. Tries to work his way forward, finds a seam, finds a hole. Good yardage on first down.
That was one of the nicest little runs we've had here on the East Bernard offensive line, just firing out on the defense of the Bobcats. Created a nice little seam, as you pointed out, for the ball carrier. That's about a 6-yard pickup, Steven?
Oh, it's better than 6. That's closer to 8. Cedric Wills and Brad Odom on the stop, but a good carry. Good carry. They're huddled pretty deep back there. Blunston keeps it himself. Pitches outside wide. Taken out of bounds. Good play. Number 5, Reggie Hollins. Doing an outstanding job picking up the pitch man, number 33, Lee Davis, and using their 12th defender, the sideline, to their advantage.
Well, they tried to run that option there, and there was great. I'm trying to pick up what the defensive end is the one that caused that quick pitch error as far as responsibility goes, with 2:50 left in the third quarter. But that was just great technique on that defensive end's behalf to get Lunson a quick pitch that ball. And as you pointed out, Reggie Hollins there reacting to the ball real nicely.
It'll be 3rd down and 1. Faking the blitz. There's nobody there. Miscue. Quarterback turned the wrong way. Lincecum is in pursuit. He is going to lose yardage all the way to the 20-yard line. There was a miscue definitely between, I think, the fullback and the quarterback. The quarterback turned to his left side. The fullback went to his right side. There was no one there to hand off to. So big miscue on 3rd and short. It'll now be a loss of 5, 4th down and 5. So that's got to drive Coach Walters over at East Bernard crazy in that situation. 4th down, they'll be punting this ball away. Kick is up, on its way. Going to take a bounce. Moyed's going to get away from it. Ball will be spotted at the 33-yard line. Number 81 on the spot, Michael Hudman, along with a number of other of the East Bernard teammates. But a good punt, got it away, no return, and got it back down that field. Frio's got a little bit of real estate to work with now. East Bernard crowd not as fired up as you would think, as I'm sure as they would have hoped to have been. Again, that is the reason why 14-0 the score. The Bobcats lead over the Brahmas here in Victoria Memorial Stadium. Brown hands off left side. That's Hollins. Is that Hollins trying to get to the corner? He does. Gets over the 40, bumped out of bounds. Save the Gatorade. Your teammates like you, but if you knock over their Gatorade, they may not. They're gonna
First down there,
They're gonna say yes, it's a first down. So good 10, 11-yard carry for Reggie Hollins.
That's the way start off a drive there. We saw some good blocking once again from that offensive line. Hollins just turned it up the corner and got that yardage needed for the first down.
He sprinted away from Lee Davis, who was in pursuit, but just out of his arm's reach. Bisbee, up the gut, pulls his way forward. Boy, we've seen this all day. Gets over the 50 to about the 47-yard line of East Bernard. Gain of 8 on that play. I'm telling you one thing, he is just a horse. 5'10", 225-pound bowling ball. He just knocks over people as he goes down the line.
That time, number 50, Will McKinney, along with number 60, Tim Cone, key blocks there for Bisbee to pick up that yardage.
Brown comes back up to the line on second down. Needs about 2 for a first. Bisbee, he's going to get hit and dropped, and this one will be close to a first, and he might be a little bit short, according to the mark, and I believe he will be a bit short, so it should be third down upcoming.
You know, Stephen, number 45 for the East Bernard Brambles there, Nathan Shorter, he has really had an outstanding game playing that
the
defensive position, the nose guard. Going against All-State center, Will McKinney, 6'6", 235, a senior. And that has got to be the game of a lifetime to go up against a young man the size of Will McKinney and still have a contribution as many tackles as Shorter has had tonight.
Bisbee gets his first down, breaks it, 40, 30, 20, 10, 7-yard line.
What do you think? Will McKinney was listening to me or something down there?
I think he helped with a little hole, creating a little hole there.
Great blocking, Will. Those guards also there, Coleman and Lusada, great blocking.
But Bisbee, once again, once he got down there, he was running stride for stride with defensive backs, And they were trying to put a hand on him, saying, "Well, maybe this will work." No, that's not going to work. You're not going to tackle him with one hand. And
the linebackers were nowhere to be found on that particular play there, Stephen.
he ran right by him. He ran right by him. Oh, we're going to have a penalty here. Going to have a penalty here. Did we get a little motion possibly? Or the end? Oh, it is going to be the end. End of the third quarter. The score, of course, being the Refugio Bobcats 14, the East Bernard Brahmas 0. Again, this is the regional semifinals of Region 4 Class 2A. Again, our sponsors are what makes this possible. Dr. J. Tim Rainey, DDS. Dr. Rainey and staff wish to congratulate the Refugio Bobcats on their way to the state championship. It is exciting to see our young patients compete on this level. Be a winner in dentistry too. Let us serve your dental needs. Moya's Mexican Food. Moya's Cafe has been in business since 1938. 4 generations of family service. Always support the Refugio Bobcats. Go Bobcats all the way to state. The folks at TCI Cablevision. We wish to thank TCI Cable for making the broadcast time available for us. And of course also the friends of the Refugio Bobcats. They backed the Bobcats in the 1996 race for the Class 2A state championship. Yes, we are. Back for the fourth quarter. First down, goal to goal from the 6-yard line for the Refugio Bobcats. It's going to be Reggie Hollins over the right side. He's going to be stopped. No, he stretches it out. Touchdown, Refugio Bobcats. On the tackle, number 81, Michael Hudman. But the thing about it, he just tackled him from behind. Hollins falls forward, stretches out that left arm with the football, and gets 6 more points for the Refugio Bobcats, making it 20-0 with the extra point to come.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stephen. The kick-out block from the pulling guard, number 60, Tim Combe. An excellent kick-out block. Hollins just takes it in on his block, and of course, third effort on his behalf, but that block was something key to talk about.
The extra point is up and good from Cancino, making the score 21-0. The Refugio Bobcats lead over the East Bernard Brahmas.
See those orange objects there, Stephen, coming up our way?
I was a little getting confused there.
Those were the footballs. Somebody down there among that cheerleader court got an arm on them.
I was about to say, fourth quarter gets long, maybe the game gets out of hand, maybe we'll get an opportunity to, maybe not, okay. Cancino to kick this ball away from the 40-yard line. Again, we just started the fourth quarter. 21-0 is the score. Refugio playing some great football. They're trying to pump up their fans a little bit more, and they got, plenty of stuff to pump them up about. Another kind of high kick. Going to be taken at the 28-yard line and tripped up once again. They've been doing a great job of tripping up. Well, what did they say? The ball is on the ground? But no, they're saying that he was down first before it came free. That was number 44 on the return, Rondrick Blunson. But who's the one who shot underneath him? Do we have a penalty flag? Yep, it looks like we've got an offsides.
Okay. We're going to wait for the official call here, Steve, see what they're going to do. The option does rest with Mr. Blunson there.
They're going to make him kick it again.
Okay. Also hustling downfield on that particular kickoff was number 24, Lucas Garcia, for the Refugio Bobcat kickoff team. Yeah, you mentioned they're trying to pump up the crowd. The second half, Refugio has really come to play. That third quarter went all their way physically.
Absolutely. Cancino is going to go ahead and spot it back up again at the 35-yard line. He's been kicking them high and short, again, trying to keep it away from that outstanding return game of East Bernard. Let's see, since he's got a longer field to work with, see if he wants to put a little bit more leg into this one, because I know he can go deep. Staying with the game plan. Going to take it, fair catch called at the 36-yard line. Number 44 on the grab, Rondrick Blunson. So they do get good field position, so the 5-yard penalty worked out in the advantage of East Bernard. It'll be spotted at the 37-yard line, first down and 10.
Well, we see Michael Mascoro bringing back his defensive team there on the field. And right now, we'll see what goes on this particular drive. I say, Stephen, if they stop the East Bernard Brambles on this drive, I think pretty much the game is sealed Refugio Bobcats' way.
I think so. I think that's pretty good observation because they're so good on the ball control. They can milk a whole lot of clock if they need to. Quarterback Blunson rolls to his left, wants to pump. Here comes the pressure. He gets it up high, and he floats it, but just outside of the reach of number 88, the intended receiver, Kevin Hudman. On the pursuit, Cedric Wills, number 30, but on the pursuit of the receiver, but the pursuit of the quarterback was a little bit more of a problem.
That was the linebackers coming in on that particular. It looked like they had a blitz coming on from the linebacking position there. That was a key. Just Blunson never had the time to try to pick up his receivers there.
On 2nd down and 10, I formation. Straight drops, rolls a little bit to the right side, looks down the field, gonna be out of bounds. Intended receiver, he had 3 receivers over there. I saw number 18 making a grab for it, and also number 21 trying to make a dive for it. So I don't know exactly who the intended receiver was.
Stephen,
3rd down and 10.
East Bernard has not passed a whole lot in the past games that they've played. 12 games up to this point?
Yeah.
And they've got to really stick to their ground game. They weren't able to tonight.
The one thing about it, they're right now trying to go to some quick strike because they have 3 scores down, and it's something they're not used to doing. They're going to hand off this time, and here comes James Hayward. James Hayward. Quick wrap up Lee Davis. Hayward just showing some explosiveness, just getting right to him. Again, we mentioned it all the time, 6 foot, 235 pounds. This guy's got Division I build, and speed. Let's see if that's in his future. That would be a really nice thing.
Well, Moscoto and Hayward really picked it up also in the 3rd quarter there, and they've continued it here on this drive in the 4th quarter, Stephen.
Snap is a one-hopper. It's going to be a penalty flag. Going to go take a big bounce. Moya's going to just get away from it. It's taking a very kind East Bernard bounce, but if it's a penalty against East Bernard, I think Refugio might have them kick it again. Maybe.
Stephen, down in Buck Stadium in the 3rd quarter, it was Grenada 14, Freer 3. So Grenada does lead in that ball game. Could set up next week's ball game between the Grenada and Refugio Bobcats.
I thought it is correct. They are going to go ahead and move them back and make them kick this ball one more time. It took entirely too favorable Brahma bounce there, so they want to see if they can get a return possibly set up. After this game, folks, I want to remind you we're trying to get some on-field interviews, see if we can pull that off. Also, Bobcat Corner will follow, of course, with our friend here to my left, Albert Flores. He'll be on this week. Do you have got some guests lined up?
Yeah, Coach Harris will, of course, be with us, and the quarterback coach, Coach Price, will also be our guest this week, Stephen.
Super deal. Another deep kick, and it's going to be a fair catch at the 43-yard line. So, yes, it was to the advantage. Moyab does a good job holding on in traffic. But, again, it was they took advantage of the penalty there. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Refugio Bobcats, and let's see if they could cushion this lead one more time. Again, with this ground attack, again, if they can just chunk out 5, 6, 8 yards at a time, they're going to kill a substantial amount of clock doing it. Brown on 1st down. Hands off to Bisbee. Just right where he left off into East Bernard territory over the 40-yard line. He is a nightmare for those guys.
Steven, did you see the blocking on the left side of the
line? Oh, absolutely. They're blowing it out.
Blowout is the call there, Steven. What some great blocking. It just amazes me how good the Refugio offensive line is. And you see the Brahmas there on one knee. Hey, they're exhausted here tonight.
They're pretty wiped out. They're getting whipped on the line. There's no doubt about it. Hollins, right side, turns it up, makes a move, cuts back inside, turns on some speed, tries to break free, gets over the 10 to the 9. Number 89 on the stop. Scott Vasic wouldn't give up on the play. Holland using some great speed and some great cutting ability, going in and out, and couldn't get all the way. No, they're excited. They got adrenaline right now flowing through. They feel real good about this, and exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. It'll be first down, goal to goal from the 9-yard line. Brown under center. He gives it to Cedric Wills, who gets to the 5, but here comes a penalty flag. Did we have a hold or something possibly? That's thrown in the area of a hold. Let's make it official. It is a hold against Refugio, so yeah, you normally can tell from who's throwing the flag and where it lands what's going on. So they're going to mark it back 10 yards, so it should be first down, goal to goal from the 19. Maybe, well, it could be even a little deeper than that. No, they're going to say it is the 19-yard line. Okay, Bobcats kind of shoot themselves in the foot on that play there, but let's see if they can do something with this. McKinney, the center, goes up to the ball, followed by the rest of the Bobcats. Brown has a little chat with Bisbee real quick. Brown, keeper, right side. Breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, 10-5, cuts back inside, touchdown, Michael Brown. Breaks a tackle there, breaks a tackle there, inside there. Business as usual for the Refugio Bobcats.
How many white jerseys did you count on the ground there, Stephen? I say 5. Great, outstanding run. You know, Coach Price, we mentioned, would be our guest in Bobcat Corner. Him and I are going to have to talk about where the move came to move Brown to that quarterback position.
That'll be very interesting conversation. Cancino to kick the extra point. It is up. It is good. That makes the score 28-0. I'm telling you, 28-0 is a nice, hefty lead here in the fourth quarter. 9:04 remains in the ball game. Refugio has just been in total control. I'm back here. Here you go. Well, no, oh! You can put someone's eye out with one of those. I just want to point that route real quick. Here she goes. You're going to two-step and throw. Javelin throw back deep. Threw it over the stadium, I think.
Yeah, that always brings some excitement in the crowd there. Everybody wants to take a souvenir home for their trophy case.
Cancino to kick it away. After the touchdown by Brown. Going to kick this one a bit deeper. Be taken at the 20-yard line. Number 35 breaks to the outside. 30, 40, pushed out of bounds at the 42. Good return by number 35, Lenter Thomas. Gets to the 42-yard line, so that's, I believe, their best return yardage of this evening. Bobcat defense comes back on the field, and I know that they would love to get out of this game with a shutout. Receiver splits out wide to the right side. That's number 21, Kevin Haynes. I formation in the backfield, double tight end. Fakes the pitch. Going to get about a yard. Maybe gets a yard. Then on the bottom of that stack, I believe, was Hayward, also number 72, in on that stop. Sean Sullivan, the big 265-pound sophomore.
You know, you mentioned sophomore, Stephen. Blunston, the quarterback for East Bernard, he's only also a sophomore, so we're going to be seeing him quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. He and Sean Sullivan should have a nice little rivalry over the next couple of years. Blunston rolls right, pursues. Matter of fact, here comes Sullivan. He throws it high and deep. It's up for grabs. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted. I believe that's Roman Smith, number 2. He and a couple of his buddies were fighting for it, but Roman Smith comes up with it. It does not go to the ground, so Refugio takes over once again. He's like, He's like, that kind of hurt, man. What are you doing? Roman does a great job. Again, 5'8", 160-pound senior. Defensive back does a super job pulling that one in. It will be Bobcats ball. In the backfield again, Hollins and Bisbee staying with the first team. Take no chances in the playoffs. Hollins cuts it back to the inside. Works his way forward to about the 28-yard line.
It looks like we're seeing some different offensive linemen there. Number 54 for Refugio there, the pulling guard, getting some playing time here in the fourth quarter there, Stephen. That's Rene Rodriguez, look like.
That's
number
correct.
54.
I believe you were correct there.
Also,
I see Adrian Gonzalez. I think I see your number 54. Brown under center on second down. Going to go Hollins left side. He's going to try and get to the corner. He's going to have trouble here. Here comes the pursuit. He is going to be taken for a substantial loss. Yeah. That did not go over well. That did not go over well. Hollins is like, you know, he's got to be a little depressed about that one. Is he okay? He's getting up slow. He's getting up slow, and that either could be, he could have got a little twinge, a little bit of an injury there, possibly just tired, or just maybe a little dejected for losing that much yardage. See if they can get it back. Brown under center. Gonna give it to Bisbee. Just works his way forward on third down. Didn't want to try anything too crazy. Didn't want to go to the air. You know, gave it to Bisbee, and the Bobcats will have to punt it away. It'll be fourth down upcoming from about the 17-yard line. 16-yard line to be precise. One of the things here that's most important, though, is the clock continues to run. Number 12, Jason Garza, to kick this ball away. Cedric Wills, the personal protector. Good deep snap. Quick snap. Ball's going to take actually more of an East Bernard bounce. And it's bounced at the 46, bounced backwards to about the 49, where it was spotted by a Refugio Bobcat. So they will take over first down and 10. As you can see, 28-0 is the score with 5:46 remaining in this ball game. Bobcat defense going to have to see if they can close this game out here. Wonder what the plans are to, if they're going to go to the air a little bit. It looks like we have a new quarterback in. I believe we do have a new quarterback. Could be Kelly Guthman. It is Guthman. He comes in the ball game and boom, he hands off, and Moscoto puts a tattoo on Lee Davis.
Well, the two linebackers, Moscoto and Hayward, you know, they've got to be two of the best inside linebackers we've seen in South Texas this year.
They're an incredible tandem. They're an incredible tandem, the two of them together. Second down and 10. Nothing on the last play. Fakes pitch to Guthman. He's going to be pursued to the right side. Turns it up. Upended. He'll get about 6-7 yards. Upended. I see James Hayward was down on the bottom of that. I know he got a little piece of him.
Number 47 also, and number 7 there, Burrow McKinney getting some playing time also. Number 7, Burrow McKinney assisting on that one there, Stephen.
Nice article in the Corpus Christi Caller-Times this week about the brothers. Over here, the 4 sets of brothers on this Refugio Bobcat squad. Third down, quarterback's back in. Blunchen Try to turn the corner left side. He will get his first down, turn it up the field. Actually, I think he takes a step out of bounds. He really had something going there, but he gets to the 32-yard line. Should be his first down. It is. Let me see. Let me ask you this. We talk about that article. You have the Cancinos, the McKinneys, the Sullivans, and the I don't want to and the Blands.
Very good.
There you
Very
go,
good.
and the Blands.
Yeah, the Sullivans being the linemen, Bland a tight end. His younger brother, I believe, also had gotten some QB playing time there during the season. And, of course, we'll pick that up here in a minute there, Steve.
First down and 10. 32-yard line. Pitch is wide. Deep. Here comes the pursuit. They're trying to close off the outside, and he will be knocked out of bounds for about a 3-yard loss. The Refugio Bobcats' speed in that defensive secondary can really stretch out of play. There's a penalty flag back deep. It's going to be a hold, so 10-yard penalty. I mean, situation's this. You might as well decline. They're going to move him back, or they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty and take the lost yardage as is. You know, he's like explaining to him, you got lost yardage there, or do you want to move him back? And he said, I said, move him back. Obviously, you weren't listening to me the first time. I said, move him back.
Well, the negative yardage there has really totaled up here as far as the East Bernard offense goes. And I think they've only had like about 3 or 4 first downs in the ball game so far, Stephen.
Again, that is spotted from the point of the infraction, and that was deep already. It was behind the line of scrimmage where it happened, so it'll move it all the way to the 46-yard line. So it's going to be first down and really long. You heard him say 25. Blunson rolls. Wants to throw, tries to square up. Gets a pass out, but it should be incomplete. Yes. Tight coverage in the secondary.
Michael Brown and Roman Smith back there.
Intended receiver number 21, Kevin Haynes. Had a lot of zip on that ball, but really he just couldn't bring that one in. It just took a nice little pop when the ball got to him by Brown.
Yeah, Stephen, the way the Refugio defense have shut down the offensive threat of East Bernard Brambles really amazes me. We read in the papers all week long how strong a running team they were, and here we just mentioned they only got 4 first downs so far in this ball game.
Second down, 25. Blunson rolls right. He's trying to pursue. Here comes pressure. He does get free. He gets rid of it. There are men back there. It's going to go off the hands of, I believe that was Norman Moya. At the 5. It was actually Norman Moya and 2 receivers with more Refugio Bobcats coming into the play, but Moya does a great job breaking it up totally.
Well, you mentioned the pursuit there, the pressure. That was Burrow McKinney, number 7, and then came number 9, James Hayward.
It'll be third down and 25. Again, still at the 46-yard line of Refugio. East Bernard trying to do something. They trail by 28, so they're trying to quick strike. They're trying to get points on the board. Pitch that back deep. Here comes a pursuit from behind, but he spins free. The ball is loose, but they do fall on it. They do fall on it. Number 33, Lee Davis, was doing whatever he could, spinning backwards and forwards, left and right to try and make something happen. But it is not going to be enough. Again, it's still a significant amount of yardage needed, about 15 yards for the first down. Clock continues to wind, 3:10 to go, and it is fourth down. Pretty much do or die right here. I mean, I'm talking not for the game. I don't think the game is out of hand, but just to get some points on the board, a little pride here, a little respectability. Quarterback is going to be taken down. He breaks free. I'm too quick on the call. Here's go. He had an opportunity. Oh, I tell you one thing, that could have been a huge play. But a fourth down, incompletion. Man on the play, number 2, Roman Smith. And I'll give the quarterback Blunson a lot of credit because I called him down probably 5 seconds before that. But he just showed a lot of tenacity breaking free from the Refugio Bobcats, trying to get it downfield, but it wasn't going to happen.
Looked like number 81 putting the pressure on the quarterback there, Billy Bailey.
It'll be Refugio's ball. First down and 10. Situation here now is just run your offense. I would say just run your offense and try and kill the clock. You got plenty of points. The clock is your friend. Bisbee up the middle gets 2. On the bottom, number 81.
Number 77, they're also getting some playing time for the Refugio offensive line, Stephen. It looks like they got a whole new set of linemen in there now. With 2:38 left in the ball game, the score 28-0.
Penalty flag, though, so that'll stop the clock. It's an illegal shift against Refugio, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. They'll start back up the clock. I think we got some fresh faces. Some fresh faces on the field. Hollins and Wills in the backfield. It's going to go to Hollins. Hollins turns it up, gets over the 40. He'll be thrown down at the 44-yard line.
Number 77 there, one of those fresh faces, Ira Green, hustling downfield from that tackle position on the offensive line.
We've talked about Ira Green in the past. Ira Green, he's kind of a big boy.
6'2", 350, sophomore. 6'2", 350 pounds, Stephen. I believe he played on the JV this year. This is pretty much maybe the JV line that they've put on the field now. Well, is that Will McKinney there at center?
That still might be Will McKinney. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it is. You can tell it's still, you don't have a whole lot of 6'5" centers. You normally have maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 period. On the carry, number 19, Clashawn Brown in the backfield. He works his way forward close to the first down. It is going to be a first down, so chains will move, and Refugio will continue their drive at the 46-yard line.
Stephen, I picked up a while ago from our PA announcer here at Memorial Stadium that Grenada was leading Freer by a score of 21-3 in the fourth quarter. So that pretty much tells the story for next week, be the Refugio Bobcats against Grenada.
Unless something drastic changes in the next few moments. 2 receivers split to the right side. Brown, keeper himself, tries to break free. Here comes the gang tackling. One man holds on, number 61, then all of a sudden number 81 comes through. I don't know, they threw a penalty flag. I don't know what that's all about. They're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know. It was a clean gang tackle. There must have been a little activity after the play in the pileup there.
It's hard to point out from up here, Stephen. Right now, the Brahmans down by the score 28-0. They're still hustling in there to try to bring down Brown, and the momentum. You know, it's hard to stop when you got the momentum going one way as far as trying to get involved in the tackle. So that could have been the call there. Really not, on purpose type
Well,
deal.
wait a minute. It's unsportsmanlike against Refugio.
Okay.
I see.
All right. So what we were pointing out there, then we were kind of correct on it.
Yeah, oh, definitely so. There's under a minute to play here in this ball game, 28-0. I don't know, maybe a little frustration on the gang tackle there. The way Michael Brown was being handled there, right? He has been replaced. They got a different quarterback in the ball game. Number 12 comes in. He hands off to 19, Clashawn Brown. Number 12, of course, being Jason Garza. Got to keep your composure. I'm sure Coach Harris is trying to point that out to Michael Brown right now. Like, I don't care what's on the scoreboard. You got to maintain composure.
But one thing you just mentioned, Jason Brown, Refugio did not attempt a whole lot of passes here tonight as
Jason
they're running.
Garza?
Jason Garza, thank you. They didn't attempt, we got a countdown here inside 10 seconds.
Getting there. They may come to get one more play off here, tops. I think they have to run. They have to make the play just so they don't get the penalty. Little handoff to Clashawn. He turns it up himself. He will be taken down, and that will be the last play of the ball game.
You know, you saw him protecting that football there, Stephen. He's sure he didn't fumble the ball on the last play of the ball game.
You have it here. 28-0 the score. The Refugio Bobcats defeat the East Bernard Brahmas here in the Class 2A, Region 4, semifinals. And again, they will advance to who we believe probably will be playing Ganado next week. Place and time to be determined, of course, but that will be for the regional finals and a chance to advance to the Final Four. It'll be a lot of fun. Very interesting stuff. I mean, this is a good ball game tonight. They can be very proud of the way they played. Defensive pressure on a very powerful East Bernard team, shutting them out. And I don't know if they actually had those expectations coming into this ball game. I know they felt they could win, but shut them out, I don't know about that. They got to be awful proud. Awful proud. Real quick, once again, while we have an opportunity, I'll run through a list of our sponsors, the people that make Refugio Bobcat football possible here with Bay Area Studios. And of course, Ben Jones Hardware, Refugio Pharmacy, Excel Sports Therapy, Refugio Motor Company, First National Bank, TPR Arena, the Refugio Booster Club, Whataburger, Dr. J. Tim Rainey, DDS, Moya's Mexican Food, TCI Cable, and the Friends of the Refugio Bobcats. And again, hopefully we'll have some on-field interviews soon with some players and whoever we can get. And of course, Bobcat Corner will follow with Albert Flores. Again, the final score here in the regional semifinals, 28-0, the Refugio Bobcats defeat the East Bernard Brahmas. Thanks again for joining us. Hope that we will be, I know for a fact, we'll be back next week. Stay tuned. It's been fun.
I know y'all don't play a lot, but y'all did a great job on the sideline, helping us down when we was down and stuff. And another thing, one guy strays out, he can mess up the whole team, fellas. I just want to.
Hi, I'm Jessica Gum, and we're here at the conclusion of our victory over the Brahmas. So, Dan, what do you think about the game?
I think the offense pulled together to smash it down our throats, come back and just run the ball good. And we worked together and got touchdowns and got the win.
So what do you think about next week's game?
Take them one game at a time. We'll work hard in practice this week. Hopefully we can play just like we did tonight, work together as a team.
All right. So, Jimmy, what did y'all do to control their quarterback?
Well, our main job was to keep pressure on the quarterback and to let him know that we were going to take control of this game and not let him be the one who pull us down. Yeah, we were keying their fullback and his stance and the line, to know when they're going to pass and run and just a lot of different things. That's about it.
Good job, Jimmy, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
So, Michael Mascaro, what did y'all do to contain the quarterback?
Well, our outside linebackers stepped it up this week. We had a little trouble last week containing the run and shoot offense that Charlotte spit at us, and we did a real good job in practice and stuff like that, and working how to contain the option and the run and stuff like that.
All right, well, y'all did a good job here tonight, and good luck next week. So, Bill Bisbee, what do you think led to our victory tonight?
Well, first of all, it started in practice this week. Coach Keys gave up a lot of his free time before practice. He got us together and we worked on our blocks and our schemes and all that kind of stuff, and just worked on the basic things and broke it down. And he taught me, how to hit the holes and where to go on certain plays, and he kind of just put the final touches on it for this game. And I want to say a couple more other things. The running I do, it wouldn't be possible if the offensive line didn't produce like they do. And the JV guys, they don't get to play much, but they pick us up a whole lot on the sideline. They cheer for us, and when we're down, they pick us up. At halftime, I was having a whole lot of breathing problems, but a few JV guys, a few offensive linemen of mine, they picked me. They picked me up and got me back together, and I had to reach down inside and tell myself that I was gonna do it, and that's what I did.
We had a great game, and good luck next week.
All right.
This is Jessica Gum signing off after our victory here at Memorial Stadium. and wish the Bobcats good luck next week on their regional finalist games.
Hello, welcome to Bobcat Corner. I'm your host, Albert Flores, along with the athletic director and head football coach, George Harris, and a special guest today, offensive and defensive specialist, Gilbert Price. Welcome, gentlemen. Coach Harris, an exciting game Friday night, Memorial Stadium in Victoria. Bobcats come out to play in the second half. You were victorious by a score of 28-0. You kind of want to recap what went on from the start there?
Well, we were expecting a heck of a tough game, and I guess it turned out that way, except we certainly didn't expect to dominate East Bernard like we did. We led only 6-0 at halftime, but came back and scored on an opening possession of the third quarter and pretty well controlled the ball thereafter. It helped our defense a lot, keeping them off the field.
Well, I noticed the stats. The quarterback last week, as we wrapped up Bobcat Corner, you kind of were concerned with their quarterback, Blunston, a sophomore. You held him to 9 yards total offense for the night.
Blunston came into the game with over 1,300 yards rushing. His lowest output was 80 yards against Ganado, and our defense really came to play and held him to 8 or 9 yards, as you're saying.
Notice their 50 defense. They were stacking it up either strong left, strong right. Their two linebackers were in on a lot of tackles, but one of the key matchups that we saw from the press box was Will McKinney, your center, against our nose guard. Did you have anything in particular how your blocking scheme was going to go at that position?
Well, we were hoping Will could do a good job of handling him, and actually Will did a good job, but we had some schemes where we doubled down with our guard, and we pretty well took him out of the game, early on.
You say block down on the with the guards. I know that viewing the game film, your guards and center, along with your tackles, they just fired out in the second quarter on the smaller defensive line of the Brahmas. That you practice, I say, in your groups during the week to kind of isolate what they're going to try to do on defense?
Well, they did a lot of slant and what have you with their linemen, and Coach Keese, our offensive line coach, worked a lot on zone blocking, and that worked well against their defensive scheme.
Coach Price, I know that we've talked in the past. You're a South Texas native. Where did you go to school at?
I went to high school at Shiner, and I went to college at Southwest Texas State University.
Southwest Texas State University Bobcats, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're a Bobcat for the last, 5-6 years, or did you coach somewhere else before Refugio?
I coached at Yoakum High School for a semester, and then I went to Industrial High School for 2 years, and then I came to Refugio.
I know the name Gilbert Price, now that I'm associated with the high school background that you have, were you an all-state quarterback at Shiner? You kind of want to recap your high school days with us?
I made All-State in 1986. We won the state championship. It was 10 years ago. We had a 10-year reunion, I guess about 6 weeks ago back in Shiner. A lot of the guys came down, and we kind of recapped, our game and our season, stuff like that. But I really enjoyed, playing there. And it's a nice place to play. Just like Refugio, it has a good, strong tradition in football.
Well, Coach Price, the specialty situation that you kind of fill in as far as coaching duties go, you're involved with the offense to a great extent. I believe you coach the quarterbacks and wide receivers. You kind of want to cover your responsibilities as far as your coaching duties go?
Well, on defense, I have the secondary. We go over other team pass routes and things they do like that there. On offense, I have the quarterbacks, I coach the receivers, and I even help on the back some. But I take the receivers and the quarterbacks and we throw and, talk about how we're going to do things and what sets we're going to be in, things like that. And we work on our blocking also.
You talk about quarterback and what things you're going to do as far as preparing during the week, I would assume, for your game on Friday nights. Working with a quarterback of the caliber of Michael Brown, which is mainly a runner-type quarterback when we've seen in the last few games of district play and here throughout the playoffs, and Jason Garza, more of a passer. Do you take time individually to work with these two boys as far as their specialty goes?
Well, we work, I usually take them down when we throw pass routes and things like that, and then there's one that are down there with the offensive line and stuff, and we go through our run hole where we just do all our running plays, and then we come together and we mix it up some. But as far as individual, I don't, specific practice with Mike with the run or practice with Jason just throwing. They both, we do both of them.
You mentioned your past experiences, state championship in China, 1986. Do you feel that you can, from the sideline standpoint, relate to what the boys are going through right now as these playoff games are upon us?
Well, as far as our team, I can see our team, with the three backs we have, the quarterback and the two good running backs. When we won the state championship, we had the same. I played quarterback. I had 1,700 yards. When one of the halfbacks had 2,200, the other halfback had 1,800. Every time those guys touch the football, it's a threat for them to break the long one, and that's what I see as far as on our offensive side. As far as defensively, we had a real strong defense, real strong, just like we have here. I see we put both of those together. I feel we can win the state championship, but we just have to take it game by game and just make sure our kids stay up, each week.
But I know that in the recap of the Banquetti game and the Charlotte game, from the press box, there was some blocking going on from your wideouts. You mentioned you work with your wideouts. The type of blocking that they were doing, somebody has really have taken the time, whether it was in the two-a-days or here back up a little bit, I guess, in the off-season program. They've come along so good in learning their blocking technique. Do you work with them on that particular position?
Well, at practice, it's tough to go out and throw and try to cut people because we don't want them cutting our own people. So we set dummies out there, and those guys, as we're running plays, they go down and they go knock the dummy down, and they go after them. Also, we use a stalk block. The guy, they just drive off and they just try to mirror the guy, and hopefully by the time the back gets there, the back will say something, go or something, so he knows to try to lock onto the guy and go get him. But our receivers, they have improved each week on blocking. They've came a long ways on blocking. And we're asking, a lot for those kids to go down there and throw themselves, but those kids are sacrificing themselves, for the team.
But I know that watching Herman Moya, Lucas Garcia, Billy Bailey, and then also your tight end at times, Joseph Bland, it's really a highlight to watch them go downfield and seal off. I call it seal off. I believe Coach Harris call it slack blocking or in that terminology. But it's really a treat from above to see those young men sacrifice themselves, like you just mentioned, on the key blocks to spring the running backs. I know Friday night, Michael Brown's long yard run there, I believe in the third quarter. I looked down there, and there's Herman Moya, number 34, with a key block, just like that seal block type.
I think they enjoy, running down blocking. They don't gripe and stuff because they're not getting any passes. They just, they go downfield and they block, and it's all for the team.
We keep reading and visiting with the coaching staff in Refugio. Michael Brown was not, I don't believe, a main part of the offense as far as the quarterback position went till about the fifth, sixth game of the season. You kind of want to recap how he came into that, or?
Well, the coaches, were talking one day, and they, we kind of, said, the kid, with the ball in his hands every time, he's a threat, and being a quarterback, and he's getting the snap every time, and we talked about it, and we kind of rotated him in there, and he learned the system real quick, and he learned what we wanted him to do real quick. It took him about 2 weeks, and he knew what we wanted him to do, and now he's starting quarterback, and he's doing a good job.
Coach Harris, we kind of talked about the backs and the receivers. I noticed in Friday night's game, a couple of timeouts, you brought the offensive line, and you were kind of talking to them. Can you kind of recap what you were telling them? At that point, if I recall correct, the score was only 6-0 for Refugio. Did you tell them something to kind of motivate them or change their blocks?
We'd had a little problem with getting our correct formations into the ball game, and I think we probably at that time were trying to get some of that stuff straightened out. We normally signal our formations in, and we were having trouble picking up the signal from the sideline, so we talked about that.
Well, in the third quarter, the Bobcats came to play. Could you discuss with us for the viewing audience kind of what kind of atmosphere and what y'all discussed at halftime?
Oh, Coach Keith probably gave our offensive lineman a pretty motivating speech at halftime and made a few blocking adjustments. And as I said, we got our formation straightened out, talked to Michael about a few things, and I think that probably helped in the second half.
Well, it was a great game. Physically, it looked like y'all wore down East Bernard, I'd say late third quarter, early fourth quarter. We looked down on the field. The Bobcats are on offense, and the East Bernard defensive linemen are on one knee. And they looked like they were grasping for breath. The size of the Refugio Bobcat offensive line, do you feel that was the contributor there?
I think our size probably had a lot to do with it, but our kids really came to play, and we pounded them. You can't hit a guy like Bisbee over and over for 3 quarters and not get tired. I mean, you're talking about a 225-pound fullback, and you're talking about, we had Cedric Wills in there blocking a lot. He's 185 pounds, and so we were pounding them pretty good.
Well, Coach Harris, in the past 2 shows, we've talked about tradition. We were able to locate a football program from this past season's ball game. Could you kind of show that to the viewing audience and kind of tell us a little bit? I know right off the top it says Home of Champions, and can you?
Yeah, we like to think of Refugio as the home of champions, and we've won a lot of state championships in Refugio. We won in '82, of course, won the last football state championship, but in I guess it was '87 we went to the state finals and lost to Lorena 8-7. Girls track we won about 6 state championships. Boys track we won 8 state championships, and we won a volleyball state championship. So we do think of it as a home of champions.
There must be a lot of work that goes into this type of program. Do you know who kind of puts it all together? If you would to pick one of these programs up, you would see there's a lot of interesting information there. There's a lot of team records. There's individual statistics, and the pictures on the cover of that in general there, the 82 team and the 87 team. Then at the bottom part of the program, there was a track picture of the girls. Who kind of puts all this together?
Our Pep Squad sponsor, Miss Susie Hilgren, is responsible for selling the ads and putting this, her and the cheerleaders are responsible for selling the ads, and then she kind of puts the program together.
Well, this is a real neat program because I know we attend quite a few games during the season with Bay Area Studios, and you always pick up programs that are just 1 or 2 pages and don't have no color to it. Here, this one has, of course, the orange background with the black letters in white, and that's really a neat thing to kind of keep for the years as a souvenir. And I know that the parents and grandmas would probably share something like this, and it would hold. So, Refugio, you really got a neat little deal there going. You're one of the few schools that have put something like this together. And if somebody comes by next year and looks for a sponsor, don't hesitate to take an ad out in this program, because this is something that's really neat. Not very many schools have it. Another thing that we picked up while visiting Refugio the last 2 weeks, Coach Harris, is this little review of 65 years of football history. And in this book, I spent many an hour looking at it. Do you kind of want to recap a little bit what you know about this little book?
Well, I know Chato Bauer and Mr. Britt are responsible for it, and I think '82 was the last time that they actually produced one of the, or right after the '82 season, they produced one of these little booklets. But last year they got all the information together and put out this one. So probably about every 10 years or so, 10 or 15 years, they will put it together and produce it. But it has a lot of information. Every school that Refugio's ever played, all the championships they won, anywhere from district, regional, state, what have you. Interesting to read.
I noticed in the back cover there, as far as the 65 years of Refugio football goes, it lists some different businesses. From what I understand, visiting with Mr. Britt at the pharmacy in Refugio, that these little books are located throughout different businesses in town. I believe there's not a fee for these type of books. So if you're ever in Refugio or passing through Refugio and like to pick one up, you probably just stop off there off the main highway and see if one of the local stores has them. Usually, I understand they're not just there for the eye to see, because there's been people that come by, pick up 4 or 5 at a time, and the cost, I know that has to be amounting to put something like this together. But once again, there's two little things there: the program and this little booklet of 65 years of Refugio Bobcat. That goes along with the tradition of the grannies and everything else that has been put together at Refugio through the years. Coach Harris, we kind of recapped Friday night's game. You've had time now to look at next week's opponent, Grenada, is that correct?
That's correct, Grenada. Undefeated.
Undefeated Grenada. They were in the same district as East Bernard.
That's correct. In fact, they beat East Bernard in an overtime game, as I understand. In the last 2 years, Grenada's lost 1 ball game, so there's something like 22-1 over a 2-year period. Outstanding team, big lineman, have an outstanding running back in Doug Holt, outstanding receiver in, what's his first name? Greg Lee. Holt's gained probably around 1,500 yards at this point from his running back position. Anytime they need a yard, that's who they go to. But they have an excellent team.
Well, have you decided on a site at this time where the game will be held?
Yeah, we'll be playing the same place, Victoria Memorial Stadium, 7:30 Friday night.
Okay. Victoria, kind of the second home for the Refugio Bobcats.
Home away from home. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Friday night's game, we were down there before the kickoff. The field was kind of soggy. Is that because of the light rain we had come through? I believe Thanksgiving Day we had some rain come through South Texas, or
it had actually rained some that morning, probably less than a half an inch, but enough to make the field wet. I think the grass was pretty wet and made it a little bit slippery for footing.
Coach Price, knowing your opponent for this coming regional final, that is, Grenada, have you had a chance to look at some of their film or kind of keep up with some of their stats, what you're going to do as far as your secondary goes preparing for this week's game?
Well, they have a good receiver, Greg Lee. They like to send him down the field and throw the ball deep. You know, we're just going to try to make sure we read it right and get back there and cover him. The kid is, I mean, I've seen the films that I've seen, I think he's caught a deep pass just about every film, or they've attempted at least 2 or 3 deep passes to him. So, I mean, we're just going to go back and work on defending the deep pass, and hopefully when that time comes, we'll be ready.
What kind of offense does Grenada run?
They run out of a pro set, split backfield. They bring them in tight, 2 tight ends. You know, they mix it up a lot.
Coach Harris, size-wise, what kind of team does Grenada have in that category?
I'd say they probably have the biggest offensive line we've faced since we played Taft. You know, they have a 290-pound tackle. I think they average around 220 pounds per man in their offensive line.
Holt, their running back, is he a slashing type runner that we could categorize with Bisbee, or uses speed?
I'd say a little of both. You know, he slashes, but he does a good job cutting.
Your middle linebackers, Mascoro and Hayward, will they have any kind of special responsibility coming into this game to stop that type of running attack?
I just hope that they play like they did against East Bernard. You know, they did a great job stepping in and filling the holes. So if they'll have that kind of game, you know, they should take care of the problem.
Coach Price, you were talking about not getting beat deep as far as your secondary goes. You kind of want to cover what Roman Smith and Reggie Hollins and Michael Brown responsibilities are, what their keys are as far as when they're in that secondary?
Well, you know, it just depends what set they're in. I mean, if the other team's in a pro set, then, you know, the corners are split out wide, and you know, they know that they have the third, and the free safety know that he has the deep middle. If they're in tight, you know, they basically the same thing. If they're in tight, then more than likely they're reading the tight ends and they can see how they do. If they block down, it's more than likely it's run. If they release, then it's pass, and they know to get back. And you know, they've been playing. They play well. You know, the last couple of weeks. You know, last week we played against run and shooting, and you know, they did a pretty good job. So I'm hoping that, you know, those guys step it up a little bit this week and you know, get ready, because I know, you know, Grenada's going to throw the football deep. You know, when, I don't know, but I know they're going to throw it deep, and I think our kids will be ready for it.
And I know, looking back at the East Bernard game from Friday night, there was one particular play there where Reggie Hollins, the way we saw it and the way we kind of described it, he just went through the receiver. The receiver almost had a completion. Reggie Hollins just drove through. Do y'all work on that in practice? Or?
Well, you know, while we're working, you know, we try to work on defending routes and stuff. I mean, I don't let them work on too much of, you know, trying to punish people, because, I mean, it's their own players. You know, we work on tackling and things like that there. But that, you know, it's more like the kid just going, you know, going for the football, to be aggressive. You know, I mean, I try to tell them to be aggressive. Back in the secondary, sometimes you can't be too aggressive, because, I mean, you know, that can get you in trouble. But you know, he went through the guy real good. You know, I brought him to the sideline and told him, you know, I felt he should have had the interception, because the ball kind of hung up in there for a while. But he did a good job of going through the guy, you know, making the guy cough up the ball.
Well, Coach Harris, last week you had a short week as far as because of the holiday. What do you anticipate as far as work schedule goes for this week as far as the Bobcats go?
It'll just be normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work, and special teams and what have you on Thursday, and head to Victoria on Friday.
You've practiced through Thanksgiving. That's your 13th game of the year. Now we're looking at 3 more. Complete the season out by have been played, hopefully 16 games when you covered that state championship game. Do you remind the boys of this? Like, say, your last practice Thursday, I imagine you have a short practice on Thursday. You kind of cover, look, we got a game tomorrow night. We win that one. That's number, let's say, for instance, this coming week, that'd be number 14 as far as the season goes. Do you bring that point out at all to the boys, or you just talk in general of what your next game is, which would be Friday night's game?
I told them Friday night after the East Bernard game, 9 more workouts, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, before the state championship. Of course, you know, we only talk about the game coming up that week, but I did want to remind them, you know, that's not that much football left. Why not finish it off?
Well, I know that regional finals this coming week, that only leaves 8 teams. Is that correct?
8 teams right now.
8 teams in the state in the classification of 2A. And that in itself is an accomplishment for the Bobcat football program. Do you already look at what could possibly be ahead for the Bobcats as far as after Friday night's game? Have you already made plans to send some scouts to your?
We scout 1 week ahead. We have two middle school coaches that scout, so we take them one at a time. So this week we will scout Groveton and ARP and Nacogdoches, and we don't worry about the teams from up north.
Okay, so already you're kind of looking at the next round after this coming regional final would be the winner of the Groveton ARP game and that would be in the semifinals. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, Coach Price, we thank you for coming to Bay Area Studios. Coach Harris, we were tickled to death to be there Friday night, and the Bobcat fans, we looked down there from Memorial Stadium. There must have been 5,000 people on your side of the field.
There's one thing for sure in Refugio. When you get in the playoffs, they're going to be there. You know, there might not be a lot of people at our home games, you know, during the regular season. They get a little bored when we're playing Pettis and some of those folks. But when the Bobcats get in the playoffs, they show up. They come from everywhere.
Well, Coach Harris, once again, we thank you for taking your time from a busy weekend schedule. And folks back in Refugio, you heard Coach Harris say you come out and forth. Well, you need to come out and forth and bring all your neighbors and your out-of-town relatives to Victoria Memorial Stadium, 7:30 this coming Friday night, as the Refugio Bobcats take on Grenada. From Bay Area Studios, you have been watching Bobcat Corner. We thank you, TCI cable viewers in Refugio and Woodsboro. Texaco Gas and Go Market. Leaving for the game or just need a fill-up? Stop at the Texaco Gas and Go Market at 719 Victoria Highway. Go Bobcats! Advantage Publishing Company. We urge you to follow the winning ways of the Refugio Mighty Bobcats. Each week in the Advantage Press and Sports Writer, Clark Barham puts the game's highlights into sharp focus. The Advantage Press and Bobcats supporters say, all the way to state, Cats.
Bye.